Hi everyone, welcome back to another video for PSO2 New Genesis. So in today's video, what I want to do is something a little bit different. I basically want to cover my experiences with the NGS Official Creator program. So if you don't know what that is, the NGS Official Creators is a group of content creators. There is a group for the Japanese server and there is another group for global, of which I am one of them. And it's basically a group of content creators who produce either video or streamed content for PSO2 NGS, and we get some recognition from SEGA for doing that. What I want to do with this video is basically want to cover my experiences with the program so far, any positives and negatives with it. I want to be as transparent as possible. I also want to give full transparency into anything that we receive from SEGA, because I have seen some comments suggesting that we are paid, which I want to address. I basically want to just give you guys an overview of exactly what I think of the NGS Creator program, whether I'd recommend joining it for a new content creator, and it just give you a general overview of what I feel about it. So with that being said, let's get started with how do you exactly join the program. So here we have the NGS Official Creator site. This is where you actually join the program initially. So it gives you a bit of a breakdown of what exactly NGS Creator is. So it says, NGS Official Creators are content creators certified by the NGS team. All creators who can help us hype up NGS are encouraged to apply as long as they meet the specified criteria, which I'll get onto. We'd love for you to share your unique perspectives on what you find fun and appealing about the game. We eagerly await your entry into the NGS Official Creator program. So, fairly generic blurb. Now, the way this works is there are some criteria to join the program. You join it via a button on this site when the applications are open. There are some criteria that all NGS creators have to meet. So to get on the program initially and for verification purposes, which again I'll go into. So the first one is a monthly average of 2,000 or more views on videos uploaded on either videos or live on YouTube within 3 months of application deadline. A monthly average of 5,000 or more views on NGS videos on YouTube Shorts. Average simultaneous viewing of 15 or more on Twitch live streams. 5,000 or more impressions on videos on X, or 5,000 or more views on Reels on Instagram. So there is plenty of different platforms that you can use for NGS Creator, so don't feel you are just confined to using Twitch or YouTube. You can use X or Instagram if you want to. Honestly though, most creators do tend to be Twitch or YouTube, myself included. There is some little restrictions, like your videos have to have NGS in the title to be counted. And there is a button here to apply. Now at the minute it's closed because the application period is only open every so often. So just keep an eye on this site. So if you do want to apply, this is where you do it. Now the way this works is the NGS creators also have a ranking system, which you might have seen in game, and I'll show you this in game as well. So when you join the program initially, if you're successful in getting on, you will get brought on the program as a bronze NGS creator. Every 3 months, SEGA review all of the NGS creators to see if they meet those criteria that I mentioned earlier still. If you do meet those criteria, you'll rank up. So a bronze will go to a silver will go to a gold, and a gold will go to a rainbow. So that's how the ranking works. So essentially this is kind of a visual representation of how long someone's been on the program and continue to meet the criteria. For what it's worth, for the context of this video, I'm currently a rainbow creator, because I've been on the program for a bit over a year now, I think. Maybe longer. Probably longer. However, there is also a rank down system, which I don't know if a lot of people actually know about, but NGS creators can actually be ranked down as well. So if you don't meet your criteria, a rainbow will fall down to a gold will fall down to a silver, and a silver will fall down to a bronze. And if you're bronze and you don't meet the criteria, you will actually get removed from the program. Now, if you do get removed from the program, you can just reapply to it next time it's open, and if you meet the criteria, get back on again. And it is a very weird system. I don't know how a lot of other NGS creators feel about this system. I personally am not a huge fan of the rank up, rank down system. I kind of feel that as long as someone is making decent content for NGS that is getting some kind of views, that they should just be allowed to stay on the program for the most part. I think ranking down people, it's almost demeriting their content. I think if you rank down a creator, it's almost saying their content isn't worth watching. But that's kind of the way I see it personally. I know some people will probably disagree with that. But yeah, so we do have this ranking system, and that gets assessed once every 3 months at the moment. It used to be every month, but they changed it to once every 3 months a little while back. There is a Q&A there as well, so if you are considering joining the program, please read this Q&A because there is some restrictions and things you can do. Just to quickly cover one though, if you are in the YouTube partner program, or if you are an affiliate or anything on Twitch, yes, you can monetize videos that you do as an NGS creator, providing you're not breaching any copyright. That can be a bit of a minefield with NGS sometimes, with all the collabs and everything, so just be very careful. And then we have a list of all the different NGS creators here. And you can see we've all got these colour badges next to us. And somewhere down here, there we are. So you can see I'm currently a rainbow level creator. So how this works is when you get onto the program, you basically fill a form out when you register, and you give a little blurb and a picture of what you want in your profile. Now this to me was the first time that the NGS program kind of let me down. So let's get back into the game now. I'll explain what happened. So I applied for the program. I can't honestly remember the date I applied, but I applied for the program, and shortly after I realised that I'd been added to the website. Now the first thing I would say is it would be nice for SEGA to maybe respond to an email just to say congratulations, you've got on the NGS program, because the only reason I knew I was on the program, I remember, I think it was Kagarisu tweeted me, and when I checked the website I was on there. I had no knowledge that I'd even made it onto the NGS Creator program until then. So the only way you know is by checking the NGS Creator website every so often and just seeing if you've appeared on it. It would be nice for SEGA to actually confirm that you have made it on. So that was not great. Next thing was, so I submit my details, and then when I got added to the website, my profile was just my name, my YouTube link, and there was no details filled in. Now I noticed this had also happened to a lot of other creators as well. So I put it down to, okay, maybe that's going to get updated later on. So I kind of ignored it for a little while because there was quite a lot of other creators who hadn't had the profiles updated, and I just put it down to, I'm a new creator, it'll probably take SEGA a little while to add the details on, that's fine. Fast forward a few months, and obviously more and more creators got added to the website, and my profile still hadn't been updated, and there was still a couple of others who also hadn't been updated as well. So at this point I was starting to get a little bit confused as to why my profile wasn't getting updated. I'd submitted the details to SEGA when I joined the program, when I applied to join, but for some reason nothing was getting added. I then started to realise that there were some people who were getting added after me who were getting their profiles updated. So at that point I thought, okay, something's clearly not right with my profile then, so I need to get in touch with someone. Unfortunately, you're not really given any contact details. So all I could do was basically submit a support ticket on the NGS website. And I also DM'd them on Twitter as well. Now, they didn't respond on Twitter, but they did get back to me by email. And they told me that it might take a little while for my profile to update. It sometimes takes a few months. I kind of feel they didn't really listen to what I said for the most part, but they said, if you resend us your details that you want added, we'll get it added on for you. So I thought, great. Sent them the details. And then a few months later, the website updated again, and my profile still hadn't updated. So by this point, I was starting to get a little bit annoyed because it kind of looked like I'd put no effort into my profile. It kind of looked like I just hadn't submitted anything for it, when the fact is I'd sent them it months and months ago, which wasn't a great look, really. It was about that time that, I think around this time, I got in contact with another NGS creator, and they actually informed me that there was apparently a Discord server for NGS creators, and that's how people update their profiles. Now, I don't know if this was just like a breakdown in communication, or I don't know if SEGA is meant to invite people to this Discord server when they become an NGS creator. For whatever reason, I never got an invite to it. So because of that, that was why my profile wasn't getting updated. So thankfully, another NGS creator, you know who you are, got me into the Discord. And from then I could request to get my profile updated. It still took a couple of months because they only update the website every few months, but eventually I did get my profile updated. So thank you, SEGA, for actually updating my profile. I do appreciate it. I just wish it didn't take that long. I would say to SEGA, or whoever is running the NGS Creator program, I would say that I do feel you need to better outreach to your new NGS creators. I think when they're coming onto the program, realistically, it would be nice if you would send them an email to welcome them to the program, and then maybe give them the Discord link in the email, because it is an official NGS Creator Discord. It would be nice for everyone to get that invite. Again, maybe some NGS creators did get the invite. Maybe it was just a breakdown in communication and I didn't get it for some reason. But I definitely didn't receive an invite to the Discord for whatever reason. So I do feel SEGA need to improve that. When people come into the program, really, their profiles need to be updated in the next update, really. I don't mind if it's not straight away. But really, you know, on the 3 monthly update, really, you should be getting updated. And just make sure that you are getting people into the Discord as well. Just another little thing with the Discord as well. This is only a really minor thing, but when I did join the NGS Creator Discord, it then took about another month or so for my profile on there to get updated as an actual NGS creator. So I do feel there are improvements there for onboarding. I think the onboarding process is quite broken at the minute and doesn't really work that well. That is my honest opinion. Now, in regards to once you're on the program, so what do you actually get as an NGS creator? Obviously, you know, we are providing a service to SEGA by doing content for the game. You know, there's plenty of videos on my channel. All the other NGS creators do loads of good content as well. So we are essentially, let's face it, we are basically advertising for NGS. Now, that is not to say that we are here just to shill NGS. That is not true. If you've seen some of my previous videos, you'll know that when I have faults with NGS, I will point them out. So we are not there just to shill NGS, but we are there to, you know, to provide information on the game and to try and give like an objective view of what's coming to the game. And like SEGA said, we are there to try and sort of build some hype for the game as well, because ultimately SEGA want more people to play the game, and we're there to try and do content to help people get into it. It makes total sense. Now, what we get for that, because I do feel we need to clear something up here. There is, for some reason, I don't know where this stems from, but there is this view with some people that NGS creators are paid by SEGA. Now, I can't speak for other NGS creators, honestly. You know, there may be some things that people do get paid for that I'm not aware of. Maybe if they do like official collabs with SEGA, maybe. But I want to set the record straight that for our regular NGS creator duties, we do not get paid by SEGA. We do get some incentives though, just for full transparency. So the first one is we used to get a monthly 30-day premium ticket. So we essentially have free premium. That used to be when they did the revalidation every month. With them changing the revalidation to every 3 months, we now get a 3-monthly 90-day ticket instead. So again, we always have premium. So that is really nice, and I do really appreciate that from SEGA. It does make things a lot more comfortable in the game. And it is really nice of SEGA to acknowledge NGS creators and give us these. So we do get free premium. We also do get a material storage ticket as well, which again is a 90-day one every 3 months. So we basically get free premium and free material storage. We also get little badges, so you might be able to see one on my character at the minute. It's very, very subtle. But if I now try and zoom in without it just going directly into a chest. There you go. It's very subtle on my character, but you do get some little accessories as well. So you get a little badge that you can put above your character. And there's also like a little smaller badge as well that you can get. You also get a creative space part as well that has an NGS creator badge. And you get one for each colour of NGS creator that you get to. So I have a bronze, silver, gold and a rainbow one. So that's a nice little bonus. You know, it's a nice little in-game bonus that no one else has. Only NGS creators have that. It's also a way for people to identify NGS creators in game as well. Now let's zoom out because it being this close is very creepy. Much better. So that is basically what we get. We obviously also get the spot on the website as well, which has a link to our socials, which again, we can choose which socials we want to link to. So for me, it links to my YouTube and my Twitch. You know, it's nice to have that exposure on the website. Now, honestly, have I seen much difference to my channel since joining the NGS creators? Honestly, not really. I think for me, my channel's in kind of a weird position where, although I am an NGS official creator, I think it's no secret that the majority of my content and probably the majority of my viewers are probably more from PSO Blueburst instead. So while I do have some NGS players who do follow the channel, no doubt, hello to you all. I think for me, because my channel is mostly PSO1 based, my NGS content never does as well typically. And because of that, being in the NGS creator program hasn't had a massive impact on my channel, honestly. However, I think it is still worth joining if you are considering coming onto this game. You know, if anything, it puts your channel in a public place where more people can see it. You know, you're always going to have some people checking the NGS creator website. I don't know what the traffic's like for that website, but I'd imagine some people go to it to check who the creators are. So, you know, from that, you're probably going to get a few people clicking through to your channels. Also, you know, in regards to the actual in-game stuff, it is really nice to get the premium and the material storage. But ultimately, there isn't much of an incentive really to join it. It's basically just those. The whole kind of point of the NGS creator program is for us to just do content about NGS. It's not about us getting rewards from SEGA. And again, just to cover this again, I myself, again, I can't speak for other NGS creators, but I myself do not get paid by SEGA. So I just want to clear that up now. We do not get any kind of payment from SEGA. Again, some of the bigger NGS creators, maybe for official collab stuff, maybe. But again, I'm not going to say yes or no to that because I genuinely don't know. But for me, it is literally just the items that you get in game and the coverage on the website as well. Obviously, from a content creator standpoint, there is an advantage to joining it as well, because once you're on the NGS creator Discord, obviously you have access to all the other NGS creators. So it does become kind of easy to contact other NGS creators and arrange things like collabs. So that does help as well, just for the networking side of things. But for the most part, it is just like a group of... Ultimately, we are just people who play NGS, who like playing it, and we want to do content to try and promote the game a bit. We are not there just to shill the game and sing its praises. I think most NGS creators will point out issues with the game if there are issues. And I know that there are some people who have had some issues with the program, which I'm not going to go into in this video. I know that some people's experience of the program hasn't been as positive as mine. For me, I still would probably recommend the NGS creator program to anyone who is a content creator who's interested in joining it. I just, for me, personally feel that the onboarding process needs to improve. For me, it kind of felt like I had to do a lot of the work. You know, chasing up SEGA to get my profile updated. I had no idea there was even a Discord channel for the NGS creators, which is not really a great look. So I think if SEGA can improve that, it would be a big help to NGS creators going forward. I will also just reiterate that, again, I'm not really a huge fan of the whole promotion and demotion system. I personally would prefer it if we were just all on the same level, and there was no kind of demotion. Obviously, you know, if people are doing things they shouldn't be, then yeah, remove them from the program. But I think demoting people from the program or remove them from it for not meeting an arbitrary view condition, it does seem a little bit harsh. And I think particularly for new NGS creators who just got onto the program and just got to bronze, realistically, you could join the program 1 month and then just fail to meet the criteria and get kicked off the next month. Whereas for people like me who've been on a while, if I don't meet the views, the worst that'll happen is I'll drop down to gold, and then drop down to silver, and then drop down to bronze, and then drop off the program. So it'd take me like a full year to drop off the program. That's a full year of consistently failing to meet the requirements, which is quite unlikely. So it does kind of feel a little bit unfair for people who are just coming into the NGS Creator program now. Because when I joined it, the demotion system wasn't in place. That's a newer thing they've added. I say new, it's been in for about a year now. But when I joined, you literally just got promoted every month. And that was it. So the demotion thing to me does seem a little bit harsh, but I guess I kind of get why they're doing it. There are a lot of NGS creators now, so maybe it's to try and thin out the people who are not doing content for the game anymore. So maybe they've got the reasons for it. I'm just not a fan of it personally. But yeah, for me, I think aside from the bit of a farce with the onboarding, you know, with the not knowing about the Discord server and not getting my profile updated for months, once I was actually on the program and got access to the server and everything, I think for the most part my experience has been fairly positive with the NGS Creator program. For what it's worth, the other NGS creators that I have collab with, particularly on Kathy's Arcs Lounge podcast, have all been really nice. I can't fault any of them. So it has been a really, really good way of just getting in touch with people as well. So if you are a content creator and you are considering doing content for PSO2 NGS, I would consider joining the creator program. It's also nice that it's not a particularly restrictive program. The requirements to maintain your certification are not massively high. I mean, my channel is pretty small. I can usually meet the requirements okay. So I think most people should be okay. It's also nice that they do allow us to monetize videos, again within reason. There is a lot of copyright stuff in NGS that you can't monetize, even though the NGS site says you can monetize. What I mean by that is, if we go to, perfect example of this is if I go to my mag and music. I'm not going to play it because of, you know, DMCA, but if I played something like Bad Apple, you know, that would probably get demonetized. Even though I'm allowed to monetize videos on NGS Creator, obviously this has its own copyright, so you do still need to be careful about what you play. So yeah, so that's my experience with the NGS Creator program overall. I think for me, I'm happy I joined it. I don't really feel like it's done a whole lot for my channel, but it's been good to sort of get my channel name on the website and get in touch with some other creators. And it's just nice to have that networking. The in-game stuff is a nice little bonus. It's not the end of the world for me. I think I still would have joined it even if they didn't give us these bonuses. But it is nice of them to recognise the NGS creators as well. So yeah, I think that'll probably do it for this one. I know it's probably a shorter video than usual, but I just wanted to give like my overall impressions of how I found the program so far and to be as transparent as possible. If you do have any questions about the NGS Creator program, I am more than willing to answer them. Obviously, there is only certain things I can talk about, but within reason, I am happy to answer questions about it. If you are considering joining the program and you've got any questions about my experience with it, please feel free to leave them in the comments and I will try and answer as honestly as I can. But yeah, for the most part, I would definitely recommend it to any content creators who are doing NGS content. So for the meantime, we'll leave that video there for now. If you have enjoyed the video, please consider either leaving a like or subscribing to the YouTube channel. I also have a Twitch, which you can like or sub to if you want to as well, which is also SectionSkyly. I have an X and a Bluesky that is SectionSkyly, and I do have a Discord server you can join as well, which there'll be a link to in the description. I do play other Phantasy Star games as well, so we do tend to stream twice a week, where we're currently going through Phantasy Star 4 and playing a lot of PSO as well. So feel free to check us out on those streams as well. Yeah, whatever you're doing, I hope you have a fantastic week, and I'll see you guys in the next one.